schools, hotels, battlefields, crime scenes, hospitals, nursing homes, and private residences.
Old jails are good for that too.
There you go. Yep. Sometimes the truth can be more bizarre than fiction. Isn't that the truth? I do want to add, if you guys do decide to go ghost hunting on your own, always make sure you have permission from the homeowners. We never trespass, and I'm sure you guys don't trespass either. We always have permission. This here was taken, you reported there, Mark? You guys see the lady? This was
It took me a
taken
moment to see this, so.
in Franklin County, Missouri. It was Hunter's Trail Cam, and he sent us the picture. He couldn't see the lady there, and you can see she has period dress on.
I can't see her.
Can't see her?
Thought that was a cool picture.
Oh, okay.
See her now?
Yeah. Oh, I see her.
And that's
There
it in
you
There,
hand.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for that.
So a couple of investigators on our team actually went to that location to try to, see, if there was anything in there that could, be, but they couldn't come up with anything, so that's a good capture in my book. I am gonna turn this part over to Erin Smith, and she is gonna talk about, Shoal Creek Living History Museum. Have you guys ever been there?
No.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Where's it at?
Come on, guys.
It's in Liberty, Missouri. It's not far from here.
Also
An awesome
known as
place.
the Hodge Park, if you're from the area, a lot of people know it as Hodge Park.
Yep, so she's gonna talk a little bit about, she was a definite, we were freaks to her. She wanted no part of this.
Y'all
No
are
part
crazy for
of
being
the-
here.
Yeah.
This stuff doesn't
Yes.
exist. Yeah, that was me 4 years ago.
And so between Shoal Creek Living History Museum and this museum, she'll tell you where she's at.
So as I said, 4 years ago, I was a total non-believer. Aunt Betty, that's back in the back, she is my aunt, but everybody calls her Aunt Betty. We are also Civil War reenactors. And when we would go to different events, we'd get back to the hotel room at night, she'd want to watch the paranormal shows, and I'm like, that's crap, I'm not watching that, there's no such thing as ghosts, we're not watching that. And one night we were up at Shoal Creek. We had our last first Saturday. If you've never been to the first Saturdays, come on out. It's the first Saturday of every month from June to September. We had our September first Saturday.
Which is
Reenacting.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Paranormal.
Yeah, reenacting, not paranormal.
living
We're living historians, so, we bring it back to life that way. And Kristen, Kathy, and myself, and one other girl had taken a picture. One of Krista's friends had called and told her about somebody that was in the picture. I won't go into all the details, but, a lot of that stuff or all the stuff that was said was true, and I'm like, how could this person have known this? Because they didn't know anybody except for Krista.
But it was tagged in the picture. You never knew the name of the people.
And the clothes that we were wearing when we took the picture, this person knew that she was wearing a blue dress that day, but she hadn't been tagged in any of the other pictures wearing her blue dress. And that got me to thinking, how is that possible? Why, how can you explain that? So the more I started hanging around these weirdos, the more I was intrigued. And then I started watching the paranormal shows, and that really made Aunt Betty mad. She's like, I can't believe you're watching that crap. But just seeing everything, and then we started doing some investigations there, and going around, and there's a cabin up at Shoal called Stribling. And a lot of people won't go in there. A lot of people say there's a nasty old man in there. And we went in to do an investigation one night, and I had bought a K2. Try to figure these things out. And we had a sensitive medium. I still don't know all the terms, with us, and there was quite, I think six or seven of us in there, and she said, okay, guys, he would like for you all to leave the building, all the men. Didn't want the men in the building. And so, next thing, he wanted her to leave, the sensitive, and so that just left Aunt Betty and I. And so we're like, okay, and so for probably, what, 45 minutes, Amy?
Yeah, probably.
Half hour, 45 minutes, we sat there and carried on a conversation with a K2 with Mr. Stribling, and we were getting not just little bitty hits, but full-blown, all the way across readings. And it was just amazing to me, because it wasn't just a, okay, let's wait and see if it lights up. We would ask a question and immediately it would just light up, and I'm like,
Aaron, and also, if Aaron and I were talking together and said something funny, it would light up like he was laughing with us.
yeah. And the others were outside, I think.
We were
you all
watching
recording
through the
that,
door
Joe?
and the window.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, and I couldn't explain that. How could this machine be lighting up? I mean, we're asking it questions and it's lighting up, so of course that intrigued me more. And then I bought a recorder, and now I have a whole box full of ghost hunting toys that I use. And now I'm a member of the PTF, and I still am skeptical. I still have my, I try and debunk everything. I'm like, okay, I've got to figure this out, and I'm looking for cords, I'm looking for anything that I can find, but it's very intriguing. I've seen things that I can't explain. The picture earlier of the Hall of Waters, we did an investigation there, and I saw a shadow figure. And we was up on the second level of the pool. Aunt Betty, she was using her dowsing rods, and I was just looking around and everything. That's where I learned how to swim, so I've always liked the place. It was cool to me. And there hasn't been water in that pool for how long, TR?
88.
And I could smell the chlorine. And I was like, wow, this is kind of interesting. You know, they say use your senses, you know, don't just pay attention to the meters. You know, you've got to use all of your senses and you know, pay attention to what's going on around you. And I looked down and I see a shadow figure running right along the pool on the very bottom. And I think I probably punched AB and said, did you see that? She didn't see anything because she was looking at her dowsing rods, asking questions. And I got up and I ran downstairs because I thought there's somebody on the outside of the building down there. So I got up, ran down, and there was nobody in sight, nobody around the building. And I had my first experience that I could not explain. So here I am, a believer, still skeptical, but I'm a believer.
You've had several experiences right
So,
here.
oh yeah, several experiences here. We've had several experiences. This is the church at Shoal Creek. Aunt Betty and Dina and I and Lester and some of them, we go in and we like to sing in the church. The acoustics are great in there, and we sing old time songs, you know, out of the the hymnals. And
Whatever
lots
he
of
requests.
reactions. I'm sorry?
Whatever he requests.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll shout out numbers. A few times, I won't say a lot, but they'll say numbers, and then we'll go to that page and sing the song. There's lots of other buildings up there. How many total?
Dina, how many
16.
buildings?
There's 13 historical buildings.
Yeah, no one.
There's more structures, but 13 that are
Yeah.
period correct.
The
Right.
mill there that's on the right-hand side, it's a reproduction. I believe it was built on site, correct?
Yes, it was.
All of the other buildings, I believe, were tore apart,
And brought
to
in.
Shoal and
Yes.
put back together. But there's a lot of energy at Shoal. The Mercantile, I think we were sitting on the Mercantile one night when
It was
We
you,
had-
Kathy and Dina.
Yeah.
had some activity there. Here's part of our reenacting. I believe that's Mr. Lester. Is that Lester shooting somebody?
That's me dead there on the grass.
I'm not that bad of a shot, this is just an apparition.
But when PTF does events out at Shoal Creek, those of us that are reenactors, we put on a skit for you all and reenact like what we do on
Free,
first Saturdays. And it's, yeah, it's all free.
Kid friendly, free.
Except, well, the PTF event, of course, is not free, but,
But the first
but yeah,
Saturday.
first Saturdays, that, all of that is free. That's me.
I'm just gonna briefly go over some of the locations that we do, hold public events at. Pythian Castle, it's in Springfield, Missouri. I have been there probably 10 times now. It's an awesome place to go. It was started by Knights of the Pythian, and it's been featured on Children of the Grave movie, Ghost Lab, and Haunted Collector, and Ghost Adventures recently did something. I will tell you, Ghost Adventures, Zach Bagans finds a demon everywhere he goes. I know from personal experiences, there is not a demon one in that building. So, my 2 cents there.